Hello and welcome back to the Eastwick Conference's film breakdown series, where today I want to talk about one of my favorite stories in the NBA this season and one of my favorite players over the last few years, and that is Neemias Queta of the Boston Celtics, who last night against the Philadelphia 76ers scored 27 points and grabbed 17 rebounds, including 10 on the offensive end, in what was just an overall domination of a weaker Philadelphia front line without Joel Embiid. That being said, Queta is in the midst of a career year, and so I want to talk about how he has really turned himself from a fringe rotational big over the last couple of years to a real, true starting caliber center on one of the best teams in the NBA. So obviously when you look at him, he's absolutely massive. He's 7 feet tall with a great wingspan, and he has a real bulk to him. So all of those gifts physically manifest themselves in a lot of different ways, and they've enabled him to be a really impactful big man, doing all of the things that you need a big man to do within an NBA scheme that isn't a star and can't space the floor. So the first one I want to talk about is his ability to run the floor as a rim runner. Think of guys like Clint Capella in the past, really kind of the archetype in this modern era. They're really great kind of up and under finish there. That's not some touch you see often from a guy his size. Here he actually is able to put the ball on the floor, blow right by Andre Drummond. We're going to see him beast Drummond throughout this video. And then this one, he actually gets a steal by sagging off of Drummond. Really good hands there. But then in the half court, he can also function in the pick and roll. I want to notice here how he actually hovers around by the three-point line until his man commits to the ball. And so then he can cut into this empty space on the roll, catches Watford completely backwards, has no idea where his man is, and he can finish with the dunk. And then again here, we're going to see there's a little bit of skill to the size that he has, that low gather right through two defenders on the thing. Not great defense, but still. And then here's an offensive rebound technically credited to Baylor Shireman, but then you see the lob finish. That's the final kind of thing within his pick and roll portfolio. He can finish a dunk. He can use a little bit more craft. And then obviously you can just throw the ball up and he can finish there. And then at the very end of the game, this is 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, something you don't see that often, 6-point game, pretty high leverage moment. They give him down low on a mismatch and he can post up. It's not the prettiest play in the world, but he does end up finishing with an and one. Just tells you the type of night that he was having. He was really having his way near the basket on the offensive end. The other way that he really makes himself felt on offense and really made himself felt in this game is on the offensive glass. I said he had 10 offensive rebounds. We're going to watch a bunch of them here. This time you can see is able to just be in the right place at the right time. We're going to see that more often. There he gets credited with the put back for the and one. Technically, that was a team rebound, but still, on this one, you see he's able to get right around Andre Drummond, one of the most prolific rebounders of his era. You see he just completely dodges that box out, fights his way right under the basket. He can't finish that play, but this one he does, and I want you to notice how right there, he moves behind Drummond so that when Drummond goes to contest this first initial look and the ball keeps moving, he is in perfect offensive rebounding position. All the work is already done for him because he has moved himself into the right place at the right time, and Drummond has no chance unless the ball goes long, which it doesn't. Queta grabs it, and he's able to put it up and right back in. Generally, I do think this guy has a really good nose for the ball, just knows to be in the right places at the right time there. It's a long rebound, so he's not close to the basket, and he knows exactly where to be to get it. On this one, kind of similar situation. He has his eyes up. He's able to jump for that before Drummond can even really get out of the air, into the air. And then here, once again, another fantastic box out, and he's able to work his way, hustle, eye for the ball, nose for the ball. Combination of those things makes him really, really dangerous there. And then here, another offensive rebound where he doesn't get boxed out, and he just really is zeroed in on grabbing that ball to go back up. This Celtics offense has been really good in large part because of their offensive rebounding prowess, and Queta plays a real role in that as the biggest player on the court in most situations. And I think I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Queta's defense, because in this game he had 3 blocks and a steal. But more generally, I think that he has turned himself into a more than capable NBA rim protector in schemes that allow him to stay around the rim. On this play, he's in a drop against Tyrese Maxey, one of the quicker covers in the league. Does a fantastic job of backpedaling into that space, times that shot block perfectly, but unfortunately, since his teammate Sam Hauser did overhelp on the drive right there, nobody takes his man, and Dom Barlow is able to put that back up and one. That's not Neemi's fault, and I'm not going to blame him for it. And then here, he is in a more conventional weak side rim protector position. Kelly Oubre drives on Jaylen Brown, and then he sends that thing into the stands. However, that is another one where the possession didn't end. That first one was an overhelp by his teammate, creating an offensive rebound. And that one, he spiked the ball into the stands instead of potentially corralling it for a defensive rebound. So I don't think that those are necessarily the best demonstrators of his defensive prowess, even though they were 2 shot blocks for the box score. A play like this, where Adam Barlow starts with the back cut. Nimi starts turned away from him, but he's able to recover again in a weak side help position. Really great. Doesn't get credited for the block, but completely erases that shot and ends it with the defensive rebound. Here, VJ Edgecombe rejects this screen. Queta does a great job in the drop there once again, but then also keeps a body attached to Drummond, who again is an incredible rebounder, and he's able to ward him off for the team defensive rebound. And then here in transition, VJ Edgecombe, another blur, hyper athletic player, driving on Derek White, but Nimi is there to erase that first shot and then the second one by getting his hands up, putting his body into VJ, and turning that into an absolute nothing burger. So on both ends of the floor, Queta has turned himself into a real plus NBA player, especially when surrounded by other talent that can augment his skills with spacing and then defensive tenacity. I have been watching this guy play basketball since he was on the Sacramento Kings Summer League team years ago. I used to watch him and be like, oh my gosh, this guy is massive and he can play, and I would like to see him get a chance someday. He got cut by the Kings, he got signed by the Celtics. Now he is not only the first Portuguese-born NBA champion in history, but he is the starting center on the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. It is an incredible development story. It's one that I have been watching for years, that I am ecstatic to keep watching, hopefully for years to come, and it really is a testament to just how strong this Celtics organization is developmentally and culturally, that this guy can spend a few years at the back end of the rotation and then really step up when his name is called and show out for one of the biggest surprises in the NBA. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, as always, and I hope that you have a great day.